everyone. Hi, my name is Jem, and this is another Frenemies Rant. Wouldn't you know, I happen to have found a video on my laptop that I forgot to post. It was recorded all the way back in October 2024, so I'm gonna just release it now. And whatever you do, make sure you stay tuned until the very end. You won't believe what happens.
Sucky baby. No, we got that Schneidi.
Sucky baby.
Okay, this one's actually pretty interesting. Trisha went on, of all people's podcast.
Rainn Wilson.
Rainn Wilson.
Don't know him.
Of The Office.
Crazy.
And
What does he mean, The Office? What? Is he talking about the TV show?
someone pointed out, and maybe one of you guys can find it. During Frenemies, she said something about how she hated him.
Wait, really?
Or she hated,
I do remember.
First things first, you have to learn to speak Trisha's language, okay? When she says she hates people, that means she loves them. And when she says she loves people, that means she hates them. And when she says she hates people, that means she loves them. And when she says she loves people, that means she hates them. And when she says she hates people, that means she loves them. And when she says she loves people, that means you get the gist, right? It just depends on Trisha, all right? Hate is love, love is hate, depending on what side of the bed she woke up that day.
what kind
It wasn't him. It was
She
just
hated his character.
everybody loves Dwight, and she was a little bit more like, why does everybody love Dwight?
Can you?
Wait a second. That's Dwight. Okay, let me look at this guy again. Where have I been? This is what Dwight looks like now. Okay, you got me. All right. So wait, this guy, what? He's a therapist. Wait a second. Let me look into this guy. Because I thought Trisha was on some kind of therapist show. She's on a actor's show. What is this?
Hey there, it's me, Rainn Wilson, and I want to dig into the human experience. I want to have conversations about a spiritual revolution. Let's get deep with our favorite thinkers, friends, and entertainers about life, meaning, and idiocy. Welcome to the Soul Boom Podcast.
Soul Bloom is a platform for intimate conversations hosted by Rainn Wilson, exploring meaningful and inspiring topics.
Can you find that? I feel like I'd love to watch it, but here I've never heard her actually, or well, not the log time. So kind of interesting to hear her talk about it. I'm gonna like it, or I'm gonna play it here for you guys.
I would also like to commend Trisha. I have it marked. December 2021 was the last time she mentioned Ethan Klein and Ethan Klein. After that, she went radio silent, and I was watching her that time. That's when I just started my channel, and I was waiting for the breakdown because people were saying who knew Trisha before old Trisha that it was gonna happen, and I was keeping an eye on her. And December 2021, that was the last time she mentioned this guy by the name of Ethan's name. So kudos to Trisha.
Using pills, using sex, seeking fame, the ups and downs of that. What was your lowest point, and what sought you to kind of seek perhaps a spiritual path out of what you were experiencing?
My bad for not watching this whole video. Kind of picking up from the context clues that Trisha is saying she has found spirituality and that has helped her in dealing with her issues. And so now she's going to talk about in the past, I guess, where she wasn't so strong spiritually and how she used to handle her breakdowns in the past.
I've had a couple low points. 2007, 2019, I had 2 overdoses that landed me in the hospital, but it actually
I notice how she's glossing over that 2019. Do we need to bring up what she was up to 2019? Because my girl was doing a lot in 2019.
What you didn't see was the reason my boyfriend blocked me a year and a half ago, which ultimately was the best for both of us. I got high on meth on my birthday, demanded he talk to me, and when he said he wasn't going to see me on my birthday and go to sleep, I drove over to his house super high, crashed into his house, banged on all the doors, jumped into his pool naked, kicked and screamed through every window of the house. He got so scared after 3 hours, he left, and I chased him in my car to follow him and got in a car accident.
But I get it, Trisha. I get it. It looks like you have come to your senses and now know not to confess to crimes on a national platform. So again, kudos to you. Okay, future Gem here. I was just looking up B-roll just to finish editing this video, and I saw something that completely shocked me, but wait until the end.
Actually, it was 2021 when I had like an actual psychotic break where I was like, ooh, like nothing's working. Because 2021, I've done the therapy, I've done the DBT. I thought I had everything under control, but...
What is she talking about? I remember her doing that DDT, whatever thing she's talking about. She wanted to do it like live on Frenemies with Ethan. Why? If it's real therapy you're doing behind the scenes, good for you. Keep it like that. She wanted to do that on Frenemies. Ethan was the one who was like, yeah, nah, we're not doing that.
You know, there was just like one event online, like sort of like a cancellation, and I've been through so many, but there was one specific cancellation that like,
What
honestly,
happened?
it's like traumatic. I've never talked about it. Like it's online. I think if people know, they know, but it's actually, and a lot of it was.
Can you talk about it here?
She's not saying it. She's talking about that particular one where she was talking about her childhood. That one? Is that what you're talking about? Let's see what she's saying.
Is this a safe space?
It is, but I don't know if the internet's a safe space.
You don't know? You know the internet is not a safe space. You help create the fact that the internet is not a safe space with all your trolling. Old Trisha, you guys. I'm talking about old Trisha. The people who do trolling now, they are your daughters and sons, Trisha. That's your contribution to society. Trolling, popularizing trolling and monetizing trolling, that's all you. So you to be like, I don't know if the internet's a safe space. Thank you. You helped it to be what it is today. Good and bad, but more the bad.
Because you know what? Because it is still so fresh, right? Like it's a few years ago. A lot of it was brought on by me. I would say like 90% of it was definitely brought on by me because...
What about 100%? What does she mean 90%? What is she talking about? Because what I'm thinking about 100% was brought on by her. She's going on to, I guess, talk about her issues, but then she's being vague about it. So you can't pinpoint exactly what she's talking about. And then she's free to float around and just say whatever. All nice language she's using. Again, this is like present day new Trisha. Again, I commend her. This is the stuff in the past she's talking about, but she's still not owning it. But I like the way she's making it seem as if she's owning it. She's good at that because I know a lot of you guys are buying it. So Trisha, whatever you're doing right now is working. Keep it going because the public is supporting you right now, and that's good. But I remember what happened, and that was 100% your fault.
What do we think about that?
I think it's a beautiful...
You paused it at a very convenient spot.
Why? I'm trying to give her credit. Thought that
No,
was,
no, I know you are, but we should probably hear the whole statement.
I mean, it doesn't
Not just
change
pause
that.
it at the part that you like.
It doesn't change that much, man. And she says she's 90%. I'll accept 10%. I'll take that.
Olivia's just eating up everything that Trisha's serving, but
I think it's a beautiful...
let's really dissect what's going on. Ethan jumps in and is like, yeah, I'll take the 10%. 10% of what? She didn't really say what she's talking about. So why are you guys taking 10%? You don't even know what she said, Ethan. Why are you taking 10%? Old habits die hard.
Yeah, I think that's
I'll
a
take
nice thing to
10%.
say.
That's 2 times as much as 5%.
And 5% is everything.
5%.
So I'm taking everything times 2.
Okay. I'm glad everybody found the joke right there, okay? They didn't leave the joke hanging.
I couldn't handle the triggers that I was able to. There was just a situation I was in that triggered me a lot. And I'm putting it all on me and like not on anyone else. Like it triggered me so much. And I thought I was like strong enough to like handle these triggers, but it didn't work. So I had a psychotic break in September of 2021.
What happened?
Okay, right. She came out and now she said it's September 2021. That's the incident that everybody's referring to. And see, Ethan, this is what I said. Ethan is like, I'll accept 10%. But when Trisha just went into further detail right here, she said it was all her fault.
I'm putting it all on me and like not on anyone else.
So at that point, Ethan, you're taking 10%. She's saying it's all her fault. And that incident was her fault.
I went online. It's deleted now. I just went on Twitter. It wasn't even YouTube. And I just was like screaming, sobbing. Like I couldn't control myself. Like I couldn't breathe.
Unfortunately for Trisha, she had a reputation of always going online, crying, and not being able to breathe. And so the last time she did that in September, it seemed like it was more of the same. And again, that's just because of her reputation. She used to do that for attention. And I always said that I don't really believe people crying on YouTube because the amount of steps it takes to upload a video, at some point, you're going to calm down. Because if you're going through a state of hysterics or panic attacks, it seems to last forever, but it's really a short amount of time. Because if it lasts too long, you're going to need the hospital. So anytime she used to have her crying spells, she had to go through a lot of steps to have that video be uploaded to YouTube. And if she's not doing it herself, let's say, because she's so upset, she's going to have somebody do it for her. And even at that point, that somebody's going to say, hey, you know what, this shouldn't be going up on YouTube. You know what I mean? It's too many steps involved for me to believe that she's totally in a state of, I don't know what I'm doing, to have something uploaded on YouTube. But I always gave her a pass for that TikTok episode in September because she went live. And I don't think TikTok is too many buttons to press to go live. I could see how it's a split decision. And I was just wondering where Moses was. Sometimes I'm like, Moses is just like right there in the next room while she's going on with whatever she's doing too, right? So I'm like, if Moses is not worried, why should I be worried?
Just like shouting at people to like leave me alone.
And let me just pause you right there. What is it about you? And I'm just really trying to understand this. Like, I'm so activated. I'm so angry. I'm so triggered. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm about to just lose my shit. I'm gonna have a psychotic break.
Yeah.
But I gotta log in and hit live stream and put it in the tripod and press it and make sure my light's on. And now I'm gonna have the psychotic break.
Well, thank you, Guy. Thank you, Guy. What's his name? Rain? Yo, I like you, Rain. I like you, Rain. Thank you. I need someone to say this to her face. I already showed you guys videos of her sitting up on Frenemies critiquing David Dobrik's apology, talking about, yeah, he's not doing it right. He doesn't have the personal feel. He's staging it this way, but he should stage it that way. And, oh, he should have started it this way and not that way. And when I did my apologies videos, I would do it this way. Okay, now let's all watch this Frenemies episode where Ethan and Trisha live react to David Dobrik's second apology. Now, the context right now doesn't matter, but I just want you all to watch the way Trisha instinctively knows what to do and how to act to manipulate people with video.
Okay, but now I'm ready to watch his actual apology.
Well, it's working. People are forgiving him, so
So here we go. You ready?
you're that HR person will be better.
How do we feel about the
guys.
title?
It's
just the date. Interesting.
Oh, is it? That's so weird. I
I
didn't
mean,
notice.
it's a fresh apology title.
I've seen that Variety before.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Because I think
the generic date apology videos.
He's
That's
trying
one
to
of the
think-
many genres of apology
I
videos.
didn't know that.
Right.
He's trying to avoid being memed like an apology meme because they always have like the tier list.
My
Right.
my
You know-
truth.
Yeah, I feel what would have been better is just like the straight up, IMG 04950, like the little like file that it is when it's uploaded. I did that a couple times.
Oh.
Just the number.
That's real
Then
raw.
you look real raw.
You
like-
are
That's
you are
hard
the
to
queen of
get.
apologies, Trisha.
Like, I just threw this up, you guys. Minus all the edits and the jump cuts. I'm sure
That's pretty
Natalie
slick.
did this for him.
But so anyway, if you go to his video,
So many jump cuts in this.
there's
Trisha's A1 when she's playing a victim. And sorry for you, Colleen, but you made Trisha the perfect victim. That's how wrong you were, Colleen, that Trisha is all the way in the right. And when I say Trisha knows how to do these types of videos backwards and forwards, I'm not making it up, you guys. How do I know? Because Trisha already told us. Ethan got it out of her on Frenemies.
So,
I'm alone now.
well, he also made a point as he was adjusting the camera to show that he was in a much smaller house than he lives in. He's in an apartment.
Right.
So he's trying to show more humble. Jeffrey started this a week ago with his apology. He also adjusted the camera on a tripod.
Yeah, what is that? It's like I know how to set up a camera and push play.
I believe I'm the one who started this trend. You called it out on
You-
H3.
you-
Remember when I was like adjusting, talking about Dave Portnoy?
You were
So, I just got a tweet from.
God, she has the best YouTube. She has the best content in the game.
How are you?
Couldn't you like set the camera up before you started recording, But only Trisha could pull it off. Like set it up and then hit record.
Yeah.
It's always got to be like this.
I guess it's part of the
It is charming.
Part of the immersion.
I agree. I would never think to do that, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Dave Portnoy.
You are such a trendsetter.
They're like, wow, Trisha.
Nobody apologizes like you.
They're like, if Trisha can be well received now, maybe we can by adjusting the camera and showing we're just like everybody else.
I'm gonna have to remember that.
All of us who've been here at this channel for a while already know when people tell you who they are, believe them. Trisha knows the game, right? And when someone knows the game, I can't act like she doesn't know the game. I can't.
The lights weren't on.
What's the deal with that though? What is that impulse? And again, is it because you're getting that reward from doing it? The more that you have kind of nervous breakdowns online, then you get, the money truck backs up.
Yes. All of that. You guys have to remember, back then on YouTube, you got paid for everything you uploaded. So whatever nonsense she was up to, she got paid for it.
Because you were even on the doctors on television saying, "Oh, I don't even make money from that video."
Yeah.
But you do.
I don't. I'm going to show you. I don't. I make no money off AdSense. It's all demonetized.
Hold on. Regarding I am transgender. 3 million views, green icon, monetized, and I'm going to tell you exactly how much money she made. She made $8,000 from that video.
To me, with Trisha, she wanted attention, and bad attention and good intention, it was the same to her because she was getting paid all the same. Stuff started to change when YouTube started to demonetize her little controversial video. She started to get demonetized. So by the time when Frenemies rolled around, that's when she changed into like an activist, and she was an advocate for people. She took the role as someone on a higher moral ground, attacking others. That was her kind of gig for a while before she had to even stop that because everybody started bringing up her past. Then she realized, right message, wrong messenger.
Yeah, I don't like that.
A few of the questions he posed to her I thought were a little insensitive, and I think because he has a podcast about mental health.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. I think he just doesn't, he's not from this world, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he had...
Ethan, good job. Keep it up. This is good. I'm coaching Ethan right now. If you're going to talk about Trisha, continue what you're doing, talking about her in a positive light. This isn't anything new. There was a time when Ethan was crapping on Trisha, but that was a long time ago. So even right now, him criticizing Rain for the question he's asking Trisha is a good look for Ethan. Even though I completely agree with Rain, Ethan, good on you for not agreeing with him. Because just based on public perception, it's never going to look good for Ethan to be yelling at Trisha. They're going to be like, oh, she's a wife, she's a mother, she's not talking about him. You know what I mean? Like, which is all true. So, yeah, Ethan should not be talking about her. And she's telling her story, and she's being considerate enough not to mention Ethan's name in her retelling of her life, which is her right. Because she doesn't want to set off Ethan, and Ethan is, again, respecting that in still talking about it, but not badgering her, which is great.
A show, I guess, to do, but listening to her talk about, like, psychotic breaks and then him going right into, like, a laughing question.
Yeah, because Rain understands what they're talking about is not a psychotic break. That's what he's trying to convey. People just throw words around and it just makes everything a wash. A psychotic break, let's look it up. A psychotic break occurs when a person loses touch with reality due to a decline in their mental well-being. Here's the thing. It's funny because she even later on tweeted things that Ethan and Ela said to her, and she was repeating them like word for word. When you go through what she said in the video and then the text message she released, she's saying the same thing. She was in a clear state of mind. I've seen people with psychotic breaks, and you can see, oh, this person is not on earth right now. You can tell when you're talking to them. When Trisha went live, she was speaking coherently. She was speaking about things that happened. She had clear explanations for things that happened. Everything she was saying made sense to where I'm like, oh, she's just mad, she's upset, she's sad, she's angry, and she's going on live to just decompress, to just vent, and to get everything out there. She had a direct message. Ethan, stop, even though stop what? But Everything she said made sense.
And it's just like...
Also kind of like blamey and
like, she's clearly not necessarily wanting to... She's being general for a reason. He's like, hello?
Also, I didn't like how he pushed her to talk more about it. I'm defending Trisha, but just because I fucking always hated Dwight. No, I'm kidding.
Good, Ethan. Keep defending Trisha. It looks good on you when you do that. And I truly believe Ethan really thinks well of Trisha because for at least, 2 years he's been talking highly of Trisha. So it's not like he's running game. This is Ethan in his true feelings. He doesn't have any ill will towards Trisha. So he's just displaying it by looking at her and giving her sympathy. That's the same thing he would do with her on Frenemies, right? When she would talk about certain topics or things that made her emotional, he had that heart for her as well.
See, girl, we're the same. Whatever. But anyway, I thought it was interesting the way she handled it. But yeah, when she goes, I don't really want to talk about it because it's still fresh, and he goes, isn't this a safe place? You can say it here. It's like, no, dude, no, because I get pressure to talk about it all the time too, so I know what it's like. Unlike her, though, I do it every time.
Yeah, because Ethan likes to run his mouth. But here's the thing. Trisha always used to say, oh, you guys aren't open. You and Hila aren't open. You guys aren't open. I talk about everything. But Trisha knows now, like, yeah, you're supposed to not talk about everything. You should have boundaries. So it's weird to go on a show and talk about your life, but clearly you're omitting a lot of things. All these shows that Trisha goes on, including her own, she'll tell the guests not to bring up frenemies, or if they do, she'll edit it out if it's her platform. And when she goes on these other people's platforms, trust me, she's going to say to them, I don't want to talk about certain people, or I don't want to be asked about certain things, because there's no way she can get away with going on all these places and nobody's asking her straight up about frenemies. No, she's purposely telling them not to. And again, good on her. Keep that up, Trisha. That's a good thing.
This is the clip. Oh, you found it. Nice. Here she is saying she hates it.
20.
Probably.
I'm a victim because his comedy sucks. I hate Dwight Schrute so much.
What?
I hate that character. I think that's the most annoying character on
You're
TV.
a victim of his?
I hate it.
Well, I wouldn't blame him
I love
necessarily.
The Office. I hate Dwight
Dwight is
Schrute.
so funny. Okay, let's move on.
Trisha's funny. I feel the same way about like Kramer. There's certain characters that I can't stand that are supposed to be like funny, and I'm like, I can't stand that person.
We're doing the oddly satisfying.
That's
I'm
it.
sorry to cut you off.
Okay.
But we
Not
remember.
I mean,
We remember.
I think in the past it would have been, but this was the reason I mentioned Twitter is because like you couldn't monetize Twitter back then. So I remember putting it.
You guys, it's so weird that she mentioned that because she's so aware of what's going on, as if to show she was being sincere because she wasn't getting paid for it. And it was interesting because that same September argument, she went on TikTok live. She was like, yeah, you, Ethan, you guys are going to go on your show and you guys are going to talk about this and you're going to monetize this and da-da-da-da-da-da. And I remember in September, they didn't end up talking about it. They didn't ever discuss this. And the only reason why anybody even knew about it or about this issue is because she went on live, on TikTok live to talk about it. Plus, she released all their text messages. Trisha does it to herself. Those text messages were incriminating. She does that all the time. So the whole blow up was her, and then Ethan didn't even talk about it after.
But yeah, Trisha's been getting a lot of backlash for various things that has nothing to do with me or any of us. And she's blaming us. It's really weird. Anyway, she leaked a bunch of text messages of us having a conversation, and it spiraled into all this madness. And we just said, you know what, we're going to take a week off. So that's it. That's the story.
So she was wrong on that part.
Because to me, it was like I said, I've been canceled. I've been in so many feuds. Again, a lot of my doing. I was drama.
I'm going to slow you down here
Please, I know.
I want to get. There's a lot of big generalizations. I want to get like real more specific. Like
yeah, one thing I've never talked about, and because I've healed so much, because it was literally like, and this sounds so silly, because it's like I've been through like literally assault when I was a kid by like teachers, like crazy shit. But this like one event, I don't know, it's just something I haven't processed or worked through quite yet. And because it took years for me to like fully get through it, and maybe I'm not even fully get through it, otherwise I could talk about it.
Too And she didn't have anybody in her corner to tell her childhood assaults is not things you just talk about on the internet all willy-nilly. Because if she didn't know, someone next to her should have been like, hey, this is not something you just throw out there. And this is the thing, there are a ton of people who don't have that experience as a child. Because you have to see, when Trisha brought up that story, Ethan is like, huh? Because if you haven't been through that, that's the reaction. It's, huh? It's like, oh, you want to talk about, okay, you're talking about, okay, so should I talk about it now too with you? Because you're talking. It's a weird position to just throw on someone and then get mad at how they react.
It's that triggering to me is also like, I know I have a lot of triggers, whatever. I'm like 32, but is when people say like they don't believe me, because when I was younger, like my like teachers were like having sex with me and like no one believed me, and I was like, and I think from that I became like a compulsive liar when I was like younger, because I was just like, oh, nobody believes me anyway, so I'll just like lie about everything. So I was like lying about like stupid stuff, like, oh, my dad's super rich, like just like I remember I was going to class with like this teacher that was like forcing himself on me and stuff, and I was just like, how does no one believe me? The principal, like nobody. Like,
did that guy eventually did anyone eventually
no,
believe you?
Not funny, but like my 6th grade teacher, yeah, I talked about it on TikTok, the one that used to, we would play like heads down, and he'd come around and like grab me, like put his hands on me.
Ew.
He did get arrested. His name was, I did say something originally, and like, so.
You're not a pathological liar anymore.
Pathological, what's that?
Or
like
you
chronic.
said you're a chronic liar.
Oh, like you think I'm lying about this now? No, I'm not lying about it.
I just am asking because I know people are gonna be like, she admits she's a pathological liar, and you can't trust anything she says.
Like when I was younger, but I'm not now. I don't lie.
I believe everything you say. I don't think you're a liar.
I think it's like
some people are super honest. I think you're super honest. I actually believe everything.
I don't know, cause
so like with Trisha, even her telling the story, maybe for her was timely because whatever they're talking about in Frenemies, she's like, okay, let me tell a personal antidote. So she tells her story, but let's say after the show finished, she went up to Ethan and was like, hey, Ethan, I mentioned this dude's name, this teacher's name, and you know what? Let me just not mention. Can you edit it out? Or let's say it was out for a week or 2 or 3, and she came back and like, Ethan, I know we already released Frenemies, but can you just edit out this certain part? Okay. It was a whole, 6 months or something later when things started to kick off because Mysterious T dig through the information and found one particular part of the story was incorrect. Again, let me say, just because that part is incorrect doesn't mean what happened to her was wrong. It was just a misunderstanding. Then she's going to, blame Ethan for it. And it was like, but that was you. You did all of that. It was your commotion. To Trisha's credit, she's not saying Ethan's name, but the implication is Ethan now is tied to it. It's not like she sat privately and told Ethan. She told Ethan at the same time she told the entire YouTube audience. And it wasn't like, I'm confiding in Ethan. You told everybody. And then you're mad now, months and months and years later, at Ethan for the reaction that it ended up getting.
Again, I think people, if they know, they know. And it's all, I put the blame on me because I couldn't handle the triggers.
But what was the trigger? Because again, she told that story, nothing happened. Even when she walked out of Frenemies, nothing happened until Mysterious T released her video. That had nothing to do with Ethan, because everybody watched that same Mysterious T video and was like, huh? The only thing Ethan did was he took down the video because he was like, oh, wait a second. She's saying something about a teacher and it was the wrong teacher. Remember, Ethan was just going through lawsuits, for saying things he shouldn't be saying. Even though that teacher is dead and it's not like a dead person can sue you, but still, what's the trigger? Because she still seems to be putting the blame on somebody else. Like, oh, my trigger, like someone triggered you. You guys, I know what this is really about, and not to take away with what happened with Trisha in her childhood, because that's a separate issue, and it's understandable how she's still working through all of that stuff. And I suggest to anybody who's dealing with that, please do not handle your childhood trauma on the internet. That's just never the thing to do. But away from that, there's another bigger issue that is going on here that she's not talking about. And if you've been watching my channel about what's going on between these people and who's really involved, then you're going to know why this incident was such a big deal to Trisha. And of course, it has to do with Moses.
But in answer to your question of why film it, right, is because I feel like when you feel like the whole world is against you, you want people to see the pain. But then people can say, this is manipulative, this isn't real. But I was in so much pain that I just wanted people to be like, look, I'm breaking down. I quit. I'm surrendering. Please stop talking about me. I'm done.
Trisha, you're the boy who cried wolf. I'm sorry, okay? So for her to like, I want everybody to see me crying. Trisha, I'm sorry. We've been seeing you cry. And at a certain point, it's like, oh, why is she crying about this time? And it's unfortunate, again, because you could have been really crying. You know, this was like really sincere, but especially at that moment, it would have took a lot for people to see your sincerity because you've been crying like your whole entire existence on YouTube.
I don't know why this in particular instance like hit her so fucking hard. I guess just because people were really mad at her, like everybody. I mean, I know what that can feel like. I've kind of been on that side of things, but I don't know what happened, why it like hit so hard.
You want to know why it hit her hard? Moses. Ethan, you probably forgot. That's why he's like, why this one incident? You don't remember, Ethan. It was Moses.
Anyway, here's a hot picture to forget about your worries.
Hate it.
Did we get the box shot, love?
I tried.
It
didn't work out. Yeah, unfortunately.
We'll always have this. But I was kind of like, okay, I mean.
Yeah, I did.
It's pretty interesting to see her just kind of talking about it and in that sense.
I feel like she's probably grown a lot since she had kids and all this. Seems like she's taken a step forward.
She's certainly
reflected on things.
And I'm glad that these guys are giving Trisha sympathy. I like all of that, but I kind of forgot the second walkout with Trisha because I remember that was the worst one, to the point where the third and final walkout with Trisha, people didn't think Frenemies was going to end because they were like, if you guys got through the second walkout of Trisha, the third walkout was like nothing, right? You guys, when I put in that Trisha walkout video, last video, I hadn't seen it in a long time. And I was only going to kind of use a clip of it or whatever. But man, when I let that thing play, it kind of like turned my stomach because I forgot this Trisha. Never mind, I had to play it once and then I had to go back and edit all of her cursing. That was another thing, the amount of cursing she was doing. You guys got mad at Ethan for telling AB.
We're doing it.
What are you
It's
doing?
so awkward and terrible.
You guys are still mad at Ethan for that. Never mind Trisha calling Ethan everything under the sun, Ethan and Ela.
What triggered you again? What were we talking about?
Ela being too good for me to talk about on this podcast. Don't even fucking mention her. She's a fucking queen. Like, don't even fucking mention me on the podcast.
Right, that's
even
fine.
though I'm a literal podcaster.
Right, that's
Don't
why.
be talking about, oh, she's too good for a fucking podcast. You fucking podcast. I brought life to the fucking H3 channel, but oh, Ela's too fucking good to even mention her name. Literally, I don't want to come back because I really fucking hate her. My shit all the time, but her, don't fucking mention her name. Dumb fucking bitch.
Okay.
She's such a
She's not.
and you are too, and you're fucking,
You take.
you have no fucking backbone.
All right, you should leave. We'll talk later.
You too.
Here's the thing. If you have this mouth, you think this mouth disappeared because a child was born? Not that she's doing anything to her children. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about Moses. You think Moses hasn't heard that mouth a time or two or three to infinity? I'm at a loss for words. And then remember I showed you that other video of Trisha telling off Ela and she's like snapping and she's like waving her hand and she's cursing, but that was like a joke. I didn't take that serious at all. I'm not even playing the sound. Look at her face. When Trisha reached for that glass, I'm like, Ethan, duck! I'm like, Ethan don't even know when he's in danger. I'm telling you, this is her angry. No, that doesn't just like, oh, now, you know, I've done a lot of work on myself and I gave birth a time or two and now I'm fine. No, no. There's a learning curve somewhere. There's a learning curve. That doesn't just turn off.
At least with her actions online, she certainly has seemed to carried herself a lot better than she did.
Yeah.
So, good. I hope she did. I hope that she has made meaningful changes.
I hope so too. Again, I'm talking about old Trisha. I don't know what new Trisha is up to. I do not believe happy smiley pictures and plastered on smiles. I do not believe that. But it's my hope with all people who get married because I think marriage is a beautiful thing, a wonderful thing. And when I say marriage, I should say a good marriage. I think a good marriage is a beautiful, wonderful thing. And my hope is that people are in good, beautiful, and wonderful marriage. Not that everything is perfect. That's not what I'm saying, right? There's trials and tribulations. Yes, this is true. But the trials and tribulations should be coming from outside your house, not in your house. And my inkling, I do have an inkling that the trials and tribulations would be in that house. Now, hopefully that's not true. Well, let me just say this. I hope everything's going good behind the scenes. I'll leave it at that.
Still, her husband's a fucking dork bitch, though. What a loser that schmuck is.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Dope.
Moses, I thought you were in the clear. Ethan is not done with you.
He sucks at making furniture. God, he's so bad.
I knew it. I could just tell.
He made us all these custom pieces that were like super expensive, convincing us that like he had the best people and and he was going to do it better than like the like high-end stores would.
Mm-hmm.
And everything he made is falling apart.
Why did I know this guy's tables were wobbly?
It's just like he made us this dining room. No, a coffee table for our family room. Spent like thousands of dollars on this. And like the wood was so fucked that if you ran your hand over it, you would get splinters.
Ethan. Not splinters. That's worse than a knife cut.
With kids.
No. He's not doing it to the kids. No. You guys, for real? I was going to say Moses is doing that on purpose. Because he didn't want to make your furniture properly. But with the children involved, no. I don't think he's going to purposely give your children splinters. No. He's probably just a bad carpenter.
It's horrifically bad. It's terrible. Don't ever buy furniture from Moses.
Okay. Noted.
Yeah.
I'll cancel my order.
Ethan, why are you you? Why are you you? Leave the dude's business alone.
Yeah,
please.
I gotta make some calls. Shit.
All right, all of this over. Good for Trisha, new Trisha. Wish you all the best. Hey, you know what? You guys want to know what I figured out? I figured it